In 2016, JaTory Evans was charged with killing his pregnant ex-girlfriend and then burning her body.
He was also accused of killing her parents. Evans later committed suicide in prison. Now, in the months since, Eyewitness News has obtained 911 calls, never-before-seen photos, and statements from those who knew and loved the family. Chris Jackman brings us their story and a warning that some of the images in this story of violence are disturbing.
It's something that we notice all too often in domestic violence cases. Women, and in some cases men, being attacked, harassed, and in the most horrendous cases, brutally beaten. 1 year ago, we saw a devastating case right here on River Road in Old Jefferson.
Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office, Operator 32.
Hi, I'm calling from Audubon Nature Institute. I'm the employer of an employee that has filed or has submitted a restraining order.
The woman on the line is a human resource worker at the Audubon Zoo.
She hasn't shown for work today and wanted to see if I could give an address for a welfare check.
She's worried about her employee, 20-year-old Cindy Hanson, who's 7 months pregnant.
She was at work yesterday. There was an event planned for her today. She was excited about it. She's expecting there was going to be a department baby shower. She didn't show.
11 minutes away in Old Jefferson, smoke fills the sky over Hanson's home. While the home burns, Cindy Hanson lays dying in an upstairs bedroom. JaTory Evans has stabbed her repeatedly before setting the room on fire. And in an apparent final act of defiance, throws a restraining order near her body. Outside the front door is Hanson's mother, Samantha, shot and stabbed multiple times on the ground. And on the first floor lies Sydney's father, Dwayne, shot twice in the head. Neighbors and family members begin calling 911.
We're assuming it's them. Their daughter, who's like 21 years old, one of them is missing, and she just filed a restraining order against this guy named JaTory.
Hi, I was calling regarding the 3 people from 4103 River Road who were murdered. I know who did this. I have his freaking address. I have his mother's address.
After a manhunt, the NOPD arrests Evans in New Orleans the next day.
He had some physical injuries consistent with some sort of altercation, some scratches to his arm, cuts to his hands.
Dina DiMartino was Samantha Hanson's best friend. More than a year after their murders, Dina's memory of that day remains fresh. We spoke with Dina via FaceTime from her home in Key West, Florida.
I knew that there was some danger looming between Evans and the family, and I only knew little part of that because she wanted to talk about it when she was here.
But she never got a chance to explain. Cindy's parents, Samantha and Dwayne, planned on visiting Dina, scheduled to fly out the day after they were killed.
She kept saying there's some drama, there's some issues, and that all came up in the last 2 weeks before their death.
Evans had a history of domestic violence. Hanson's friends and coworkers told investigators he was abusive, oftentimes becoming jealous and controlling towards her when she ended their relationship. In newly released documents from JPSO, a sergeant who served with Evans in the National Guard told investigators Evans had expressed anger towards Hanson, saying he felt the baby Cindy Hanson was carrying wasn't his. About a month before she was murdered, Cindy told friends that Evans slashed her tires and poured bleach in her gas tank. Fearing for her life, she filed a temporary restraining order. Evans allegedly told Cindy that if she ever got a restraining order, he was going to kill her and hurt her family. This was not the first time one of Evans' relationships spiraled out of control. For the first time, Eyewitness News is hearing from Evans' ex-girlfriend, Abby Merritt.
He just slowly lost it.
Merritt says things were perfect in the beginning. Evans came from a great family and never forgot her birthday. But when the relationship soured and the couple broke up, things took a dangerous turn.
That was when he had slashed the tires on my car. He broke into my house and stole our laptops and a TV. He threatened to kill me. He said I would be dead within 6 months.
She says she called St. Tammany deputies at least 10 times.
He threatened to light my house on fire, and it was just in a phone call. I just remember it. And the only reason I remember it is because he did light a house on fire and hurt Sam, Dwayne, and Sydney, and the baby.
Eventually, she says Evans moved on. When she heard the news about the Hansons and saw the flames on TV, her heart dropped.
I was really hurt that this happened to an unborn child. That's what got me the worst.
In September of last year, while awaiting trial, police say Evans hanged himself in his jail cell. The Hanson family is still too distraught to talk on camera. They say they wanted justice for Samantha, Dwayne, Sydney, and her unborn child, but they're also glad they won't have to live through a lengthy and grueling trial. They say they'll mourn for a lifetime.
Merritt says she never pressed charges or would drop them because in her situation, she really did love Evans, and in many of the situations, she really did feel like the justice system would not protect her. Tomorrow night, we'll bring you another story, the story of Simone Veal and her ex-husband, Sylvester Holt, another case of domestic violence and tragedy. We'll also tell you what's being done to help domestic violence victims across the state and why some leaders say more needs to be done. In Old Jefferson, I'm Carice Jackman, Eyewitness News.